The title of this video is 12 Brutal Truths About Hitting 100,000 Subscribers That No YouTube Guru Will Admit. Let's get into it. Hey, my name is Kasey versus the internet. Now, Kasey, the solopreneur, and I've been in business for myself for the last 21 years. I've been a digital marketer for the last 16 years, working in corporate, and I've learned a lot. And throughout the whole process of being an entrepreneur and getting my first job at 35 years old and growing this channel to 100,000 subscribers, and I can't tell you at times I feel like it's 100, but I'm grateful for the process, and I'm gonna share some things with you that most people will not tell you. They're gonna tell you all the sugar-coated things of, you know, make this type of content, your channel will grow and all that type of junk. And don't get me wrong, if you're somebody that's out here trying to build a business, trying to build a brand, there are some challenges you're gonna experience, and most people are just gonna sugarcoat it. I mean, with this channel, my objective is for you to be able to bypass the gatekeepers and get a clear understanding of the pathway that you need to take, and at the same time, the pathways of don't experience the crap that I've went through. I don't want that for you. You know, if you're subscribed to this channel, you hit the like button. You know, the whole thing of my niche, like that's a real tough one, man. Most people just come out the gate and they already know, hey, I'm doing this is what I'm doing, but at the same time, some people got to feel like, what is my narrative? In niche, you need a consistent show. You need a consistent product. You need to show up. You need to be consistent in everything you do, especially when it comes to YouTube. YouTube isn't something that you could just do on the weekend. When I grew this channel to 100,000 subscribers off of shorts, I had no idea the whole process was going to be like this. Like, first of all, I experienced the issues of not getting the plaque. I experienced the issues of short subscribers not actually helping you with long form content. And if you're someone like me that's multifaceted, that's into a lot of different things, know a lot of different, random bits of information, that comes out in different ways. That comes out in documentaries, that comes out in reactions, that comes out in vlogs, podcasts, a lot of different ways, and if you watch my community posts, it comes out on there too, because working in digital marketing for the last 16 years and helping people grow their brand and then actually try to grow my own brand is different. Like, I'm actually working on how I'm going to develop this brand. Like, this was a no-brainer with me working with other people, but for actually doing it for myself, even though I've been doing it for well over a decade, it's still a fresh process. So I say figuring out the niche is a important aspect, because a lot of times with this content on this channel, I made over 500 videos, and out of those 500 videos, I would say, like, I can't even tell you what my niche is. I just know I made reactions, you know what I mean? And that was my natural reaction, and I would make those videos. And then there will be situations where I want to teach because I got this information and the economy is changing and I want to help people. And so I found myself just making like a whole bunch of content about random things that really didn't fit in any particular niche. And that's not fair to my audience, because you might have found this video for this particular topic. You might have found this video because you were dealing with this thing. I even had videos where I was talking about, like, my addiction to 420 and, how I navigated that and different things, man, a lot of different stuff. So it's imperative to understand that where do you fit in the market? Treating your channel like a product. Where do you fit in the market? Are you providing something that's going to be consistent? Are you solving a job? Are you solving the issue for the viewer? Like, that's how you got to think about it. And this is the process that I had to really go through to narrow down what exactly I want to do with this channel. So the premise of this video is that I'm changing my format. I'm going to help people, I'm going to share some light on business, how people can be more in tune with strategies when it comes to digital strategies, and just interesting information that is out there right now when it pertains to tech, because there's a lot of forward-thinking people out there and they really want to know how to navigate. So I figure, why not bring my experience of being this creator and help people? Like, I have a lot of clients that come to me with issues. They might be trying to build a brand and they're not exactly sure how they should maneuver with that brand, or they got it all figured out, but it's just not working. And they may need to run some ads. We may have to like do some creatives, we may have to just rebuild the whole thing and tear it apart. There's so many different angles and aspects when trying to build an online business that even in my 21 years of doing so, I find I learn something new every day. So what better than to make a podcast that's centered and catering to that aspect and just building topic authority. You know, like a lot of people find that, hey, I'm going to make this particular video, but my background in SEO and being an SEO director, you have to build that topical authority. Like, are you feeding into the ecosystem for YouTube? Are you providing useful content for people? Or are you just serving your own interests? A lot of time people just make what they like, and that's okay. And I feel like you get genuine, authentic content that way, but that's not. What's up, son?
10.
All right, buddy. Good night. Give Nana the phone. Turn off the TV. Turn off the lights. Say your prayers.
All right. But when Nana comes dropped off, will it be 10:45?
Yes. But still, get into bed, okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy. A cadence and how you release the content. That's another thing too. Like with this channel, man. Like I accidentally grew this to 100,000. Like I say, I'm a creative dude. So I just made shit randomly and it became a YouTube channel, and I'm grateful for that. But the thing is, it's like, okay, I want to be able to make something dope. So now I'm consulting with different people. I'm making myself the client. I think this is the most healthiest thing to do, because I'm not going to go into this thing like, hey, I've been doing this for so long, I know it all. No, I'm going to come into this thing like I'm a brand new artist. Even though I have these skill sets, connections, and resources, I'm still going to approach this like a brand new artist, because I think we're in a different time right now. They say that by the year, 2027, 2028, by the year 2030, there's going to be 78 million freelancers for the first time. We're going to have more freelancers in the United States than ever. So these solopreneurs that are going out there on their own and they're trying to figure out how to build these YouTube brands, you know, I want to be able to help them bring my experience so they can speed through the process. They don't have to fail forward like I had to. Fail forward and make some good money, by the way. But, you know, the process of all of that, I want to make a seamless form. So like posting with a cadence. You know, a lot of people are using a lot of these tools out here where, you know, they're going to schedule out your posts and they're going to roll them out like that. I stay a little weary from stuff like that, simply because, you know, the metadata that's in the files, you want to make sure that the metadata isn't causing, you know, the Instagrams, you know, the various different platforms to suppress the posts, because I know that's the thing. Like even when I spent some time at one of the largest real estate companies and handling their digital marketing, where I instructed the social media producer on how to post things, and what we were noticing with TikTok is that when we syndicated all of the posts, they just didn't do well. They always like crashed, and it was just like, why would that happen? You know, because when we post it on this account manually, we get 10x the engagement. So that's just a thing that I noticed, and I hear some people starting to pick up on that, which is. And then you also got to keep in mind that you got to optimize and put more at bats. You know, so I went in and I just completely went against the better judgment of my AI. My AI was essentially telling me, hey, you know, start a brand new channel. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to just go ahead and rebrand, and it's going to be painful, and I'm going to get through it, because that's what we do. And I've grown this channel. And so, you know, with this new world of, you know, layoffs and everything like that, why not bring some value to people as opposed to just reacting to nonsense online? Because I feel like a lot of the stuff that's coming out online is just not in the mind state of growth. It's in the mind state of just negativity. So I want to provide information that's more positive, people can implement on their own. I'll even get into some tech reviews, because I got a lot of gear, man. Like I'm shooting this right now on a Lumix S9. I'm also filming this right now on what is that? iPhone 17 Pro Max, running it all through the system, and I'm cleaning it up, and my audio interface, which is the Volt. So Volt's cleaning it up, adding a nice warm feel to the vocals. I'm also an audio engineer, so that's my thing, man. So just at the same time, it's just like making sure providing overall value. So if I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna talk to you, you know, we could treat this like a strategy coaching session, or maybe you want to book a one-on-one consultation. There's a link in the description. I can sit down with you. I can go over your whole game plan, or we can build one from scratch and get you on point so you can start generating income. Because my background, like I said, is digital marketing, 16 years. I've also worked with one individual worth $200 million, helping him, you know, build his brand online and figure out what exactly he was trying to do. And that was a very great experience. So just wanted to help people, man. And I especially really care to help the small mom and pops. They only may have $500 to invest in themselves, but they may need the right kind of insight. And I want to be able to provide that for them, because it's going to get more complicated and more difficult, especially more competitive with technology going forward, because the brands aren't slowing down. They're doubling down. They're no longer spending money on radio like they used to. So understanding, you know, how you're going to roll out this content, what kind of mindset you're going to have, what are you listening to strengthen your mind? You know, are you just listening to Gary Vee that tell you that the sky is falling all the time? Or are you going to be in a tactical mind state, so you got stuff like this playing in the background where you got total tunnel vision and you just power through on your mission? Because right now is the time of purpose. With AI doing as much as it is right now with technology, it's pretty foolish to not be building right now. So this channel is going to be catered to the builders, people that are, you know, building in public. I even have a SaaS software as a service that I'm also going to be launching pretty soon. I built this app. It's going to help a lot of people, and we're just powering through, man, and launching my own media company. It's a lot. It's a lot. And still being a dad, because this is what I've been experiencing. I just had a little girl, and having this little girl made me realize, like, yo, it's different. It's different than having a little boy. This little girl is making me realize, like, okay, it's one thing to hustle. You know, my son, I was hustle, 15-hour days of working for my business. And then now with this little girl, is just slow it down, build longevity. You know, so I feel for the parents out there that are really in that space of like, okay, how do I make this time work? Because AI is going to take my job. And that's where we are right now. But some folks may be concerned about it. I see it as an opportunity if you're moving in the right cadence. So that's why posting with the right cadence is a critical thing. You know, and you don't want to post no junk, man. You want to actually be out here helping people. If they're going to listen to you, they're going to feel inspired. They need to get something from it. They need to get something from it. And mindset is critical in these situations. The entrepreneur mindset, the solopreneur mindset, especially when you're working on a business by yourself and you're growing that business by yourself. And since I've been working with other solopreneurs that are like implementing AI automation systems and helping them with that and navigating that space and helping them bring in the marketing pipeline, automating their phone services, it's been a lot, man. Just experiencing all of that and learning all of that and having my team help other people. You know, the solopreneur process is now for the weak. But I think in the near future, we're going to have $1 billion solopreneur. Like, that's going to happen. And that's another thing too, like collab more. Like I had a couple dozen people reach out, you know, about collaborating, you know, with content. You know, right now I'm doing this type of format, podcast format, and I'm just like, why not collaborate with people, you know, more, you know? And that's one thing that I've learned. Like, there's no playbook in trying to grow a YouTube channel. You got to figure out as you go. You got to build as you go. Because if you're going to be a real YouTube creator that actually makes stuff that people like, and then you're going to drop it over on TikTok and you're going to syndicate it out, Don't be like everybody else. I know that's so cliche to say, but you got to think about it. Majority of the world is thinking about dropping content. So how are you going to stand out from the batch? So having a deep understanding to what you're trying to make. And so that's the big part about the mindset. Like, I'm treating each upload as a lab test, because I'm trying to figure out how can I best deliver my message for my audience, because my background is as deep as it is. And I just feel like, am I not out here sharing my blessing with people that God feel worthy of being receptive to the content that I'm making? That's what I'm trying to do. So it's like, I'm treating it each episode like a lab test. I'm trying to see what sticks, because the content I feel like I was making before, it just didn't align with me. It didn't align with my day-to-day. Like, my day-to-day was everything I mentioned, and then I'm over here dropping content that's on this other path than the righteous one Jesus has laid out. Then I'm just like, yeah, man, I ain't really feeling that. I don't want that to best reflect me. So I got to make sure I'm making stuff that is in tune with me, with my personality, that's in tune with me as a creative. A lot of people are just now becoming a creative, and I'm like, man, I'm OG, triple OG. And then I also want to highlight other businesses, and on my community posts, if, like, you're beginners, you're an online business owner, or you're someone searching, how do I start a business? I want to be able to take your business once you figure out what it is, and I want to be able to post it on my community posts and highlight those people, because everybody needs the support, man. So if I can just do that more often, that'd be great. So I'm looking for all the small business owners, entrepreneurs that are really out here in the trenches being a solopreneur for the first time, and I want to be able to highlight you on my page. So hopefully they can get some sales, they can get some traffic, they can get some feedback from my viewers, they can get some real quality out of that, man. Because it's like, why aren't we doing that more often? So I'm like, hey, why not make my page the gimme pick for that, to springboard small businesses that are looking to get attention? It's free media, Paid media is the best type of media. So as it currently stands, that's my focus. If you got a small business, make sure you reach out to me. There's a link in the description, contact information. It's no big deal. Reach out to your boy. And the big thing also, how I actually grew my YouTube channel to 100,000 subscribers. This is the wild part, right? So the way this came about is that I was making some shorts. And so I was experimenting with a couple shorts. And when I made these shorts, there were reactions to viral moments. There was one political one. There was another one that was in the space of this black lady. She allegedly, took a wig and ran off. And it was just real ratchet. And I posted that. And that grew my channel by 89,000 subscribers, which is insane. And then I made another video, the political one, and that grew it by, I don't know, somewhere around 8,000 subscribers. And I had already had a little tiny following, but then it just went gangbusters and went nuts after those two particular videos. And I had a couple other videos that kind of took off as well, but nothing like those. That came to be about 21 million views, 22 million views, something like that. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm monetized. Like, I'm in the game now. I'm finna make some money. No. What happened next was YouTube essentially telling me that I did not talk in the beginning of the video. And they alluded to me deleting the video, which would essentially take the form of, I don't know, strike penalty situation off, because I would then be able to apply for monetization with those particular videos removed. But those videos grew my channel. Those videos grew my views, my audience, and everything. And I was just like, okay, all right, I'm deleting these videos. It's going to look weird. So I did it. I sent YouTube a video of me doing it and verifying that this happened. And they essentially was like, okay, yeah, you can apply. And then I applied, and then I was denied because I didn't have enough views. But I'm grateful to be on YouTube. And so that was my experience with growing this channel. So it's pretty much been a flip-flop ever since then. Like, it's really thrown off the momentum of the channel, and it's been an uphill battle for like the last 2.5 years since I deleted those videos. And I'm just like, bro, I'm just gonna give up. YouTube is done. It's probably best to go to TikTok, because everything I'm throwing at YouTube, which is like 300 videos that were public out of like 500, is just not working. So I was like, you know what? I'm starting from scratch. I'm finna make all these videos private. I'm focusing on my solopreneur journey. You know, hopefully you guys stick it out with me. You're liking the content, you're subscribing, you're sharing it with other people. But I just got so much going on that I just got to make this business work, and this just needs to be the total focus right now. So I'm finna just document my process. You know, getting a job again at 35 years old, now 38. You know what I'm saying? But all of that. And I'm just like, okay, God. Okay, God. I'm finna give it all I got. I'm finna try the best I can. I'm not finna just assume that everything is gonna work out. I'm probably gonna fail at a lot of this, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna share it online for people that may be in their process, because I'm pretty sure these some solopreneurs out there that are looking to become full-fledged entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs, big bosses, you know, and they don't want to experience certain things. So why not make myself the guinea pig with my experience, with my background, all over again, and just share it on this channel. So I just fired my old persona. Kasey versus the internet is no longer. It is Kasey the solopreneur. So by firing my old persona and hiring myself, you know, for who I really am, is so important. Being who you really are on YouTube is so critical, because I feel like that's how people actually get to know you and connect with you. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta figure out what works. And I think what works for me is just being my authentic self with YouTube. So, you know, these are just truths of trying to grow. I tried several different formats. They didn't work. I built apps. You know, some of those worked. And it's just a whole learning process. And you can't rely on one way. So if you resonate with content like this, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and just drop your boy some knowledge, man. You know, tell me your thoughts. Let me know what you're feeling. Yours truly, Kasey the solopreneur. I'm out.